Majority of girls these days are very, very selfish. Majority of girls these days don't believe in contributing anything to a man's life. They just want to take, take, and take. Now, if you find a girl who is ready to give you, who is ready to support you, who is ready to encourage you, who is ready to sacrifice a lot of things for you, you don't know what the Lord has done for you. Hold on to that girl as if she's good, as if she's good. Because trust me, girls like her are rare. Majority of these girls are selfish. They only believe in collecting, collecting, collecting. These are the 6 green flags that if you see in a woman, then this woman is the right woman for you to date. Now, what are these 6 green flags? Number one, she doesn't play any games with you. You know that initial stage when you are trying to make a girl like you. She doesn't stress you. She's very, very straightforward with you. She reciprocates your efforts. Let's say you call her, she calls you back. You text her, she texts you back. You text her, she replies to your text almost immediately. You try to see her and she makes herself available for you to see. She doesn't play on any of these useless games. She doesn't flake you. She doesn't stress you in that chasing process. If this girl does this, then it only means one thing. That girl has a high level of interest in you. And once a girl has a high level of interest in you, trust me, that is the girl to date because, of course, she's not stressing you and she most likely not stress you in the long run because she likes you, she finds you attractive as much as you find her attractive, and she likes you as much as you like her. Now, the problem with most guys is that most guys like to chase girls who will try to frustrate them. See, guys, today's life as a man is very, very difficult. If a girl is trying to stress you because you want to date her, please, my brother, run for your life because you don't need to be suffering the stress of trying to make something out of your life as a young man and also a woman stressing you up for no reason. Why? For nothing. If a girl stresses you up, what's the benefit? Nothing. But if in the process of trying to make money, you are stressed up, at least you know that if you get the money, that's a fair compensation for the stress. But when a woman is stressing you up for no reason, affecting your mental health, there is no compensation for that. Because even when you start dating her, even if you finally get her and start dating her, she's still going to stress you more. So what's the use? So only be with girls who like you as much as you like them and who want you as much as you want them, because these are the girls who will make every single thing easy for you. Don't stress yourself chasing a woman. When any guy who is doing that is basically wasting his time, wasting his resources, and trying to negatively affect his mental health and his emotional well-being. Because of course there is no compensation for a woman stressing you. You will only it will only affect your whole life, affect you financially, emotionally, and mentally. So it's of no use. Don't chase girls who try to stress you. Don't do that. The next green flag that if you spot in a girl, then my brother, hold on to this girl as if she's good, is she's supportive. See, guys, you all can agree to this thing I'm about to say. Majority of girls these days are very, very selfish. Majority of girls these days don't believe in contributing anything to a man's life. They just want to take, take, and take. Now, if you find a girl who is ready to give you, who is ready to support you, who is ready to encourage you, who is ready to sacrifice a lot of things for you, you don't know what the Lord has done for you. Hold on to that girl as if she's good, as if she's good. Because trust me, girls like her are rare. Majority of these girls are selfish. They only believe in collecting, collecting, collecting. And this is why majority of men run away from them. I've seen situations whereby I wanted to date a girl. Within 2 weeks, I had to run for my life. I'm being honest here. Within 2 weeks, I had to run for my life because this girl went to turn me into her provider, even when we have not even started dating. And this is what majority of men are facing. You start talking to a girl and she wants to use her whole expenses and put on your head. Why won't you run? Well, you have to run unless you have enough money to throw around. And these are the kind of girls who are gold diggers because you've not committed to them and they're already trying to exploit you financially. It makes no sense. The third green flag that if you see in a girl, trust me, you should keep her, is she has long time responsible friend. See, the biggest influence in a woman's life are her friends. Are her friends. If a woman has bad friends, like if you look at these girls, if you look at her friends, you know that these girls are bad chicks. bad girl vibes, then that girl is most likely to be a bad girl. If her friends smoke, she smokes. If her friends club, she clubs. But if you look at a girl's friends and you discover that these girls are responsible ladies and she has been friends with them for a long time, that means two things. One, that girl is also responsible herself. And two, she has the ability to make friendships work. She has the ability to, bond with people on a long-term basis. But if this girl is always jumping from one friend to another, there are some girls I know that in the last 1 year, they've had 4 different set of friends. They get into friendship with these ones, and they backstab them, or those ones backstab them, and they run. They get into another one. That's how they keep changing friends. They don't have permanent friends of at least 2 years. They always get into enmity and problems with all their female friends. That is a red flag. But if this girl has been with this set of friends, probably since her secondary school days or since her university days, and these friends are responsible, then trust me, this is a green flag. And these kind of girls, they will know how to manage a man and stay with a man and stick to a man on a long-term basis. That's if you yourself, if you're a good person who can stay with a man, who can stay with a woman on a long-term basis. Because if you're not the kind of person or the kind of man who can stick to a woman on a long-term basis, no matter how much that girl tries to make it work, it's not going to work. Because a relationship is not a one-person affair. It's a two-person affair. So if you don't want it to work, it's not going to work. Even if you want it to work 100% and you don't want it to work, it's not going to work. The fourth green flag that if you see in a woman, tie that girl down. If possible, marry her ASAP. Now she must have all these green flags. Is she's soft-hearted and kind. I've seen women who are wicked. Like, these girls are wicked. The worst thing you can do to your life as a man is to marry a wicked woman. A wicked woman is capable of doing you things that you never thought imaginable from a woman. Wicked women, there are wicked women everywhere. Now it's your job as a man to filter them, observe them, and know if they are right for you to marry. Because if you make the mistake of marrying a wicked woman, I've seen women who, I know you guys hear these stories of a madam beating up her female maid, or a madam trying to starving her maid or those working in her home, the house helps. These are mostly done by women. These are mainly perpetrated by women. When you hear stories of house helps being physically abused by their madams, it's women who are doing this, and these are the kind of women I term as wicked women. So as a man, always go for women who are soft-hearted, who are kind, and if possible, who are very, very emotional. Trust me, those are the kind of girls to date. Those are the best kind of girls to date. They are sweet, they are soft, and they're emotional. But they're also hardworking. Don't go and date a girl who is soft and lazy, who just wants to relax and enjoy life. No. She must be soft, she must be hardworking, and she must be very, very kind. If a girl meets all these criteria, bro, date her. Date her and don't break her heart. Don't break her heart, because if a girl is soft and you break her heart, it will not go down well with her. These are the kind of girls who might even see you as an enemy till the day that they will die, because of how emotional they can get. So don't break her heart. Just be good to her. Be a gentleman, and she'll always love you. Now, the fifth green flag, you should know that if you see in a girl, you should just date her, is she has her personal goals. There are some girls I just see as basically ambitionless. Now, even if you as a guy, you don't want a woman who has ambitions, you just want a woman who you are going to pay and tell her, babe, stay at home. I'm going to pay you salary. Just stay at home for me and look beautiful. Even if you want that kind of woman, at least that kind of woman should have personal goals. Because what, God forbid, something happens to you tomorrow, is she going to be staying around jobless? No, she'll have to go out and hustle. So therefore, every woman you try to get involved, make sure that she has personal goals of her own. Before you come into a woman's life and contribute to her life and input value into her life, she must have gotten to a certain point in her life where, okay, you can say, okay, this girl has gotten here, let me now help her get here. Not a girl who is relaxed. She doesn't have ambition, she doesn't have a drive, she doesn't have anything tangible doing. See, if you're a guy, don't marry a jobless woman. Don't date a jobless girl, because jobless girls are liabilities. So that woman must be doing something with her life before you meet her and then date her. And then, if possible, you marry her. Don't date these jobless girls. Men, you guys need to be certain standards. What's the use? Tell me one benefit of dating a jobless girl. Unless, okay, unless she might be a good person, that's a whole different thing. But if she's a good person and she's jobless, she will most likely be a liability to you unless she has rich parents. And even if a girl is a good person, once she becomes a liability, you might not even start looking at that good side of her. You just be seeing her as a liability, and before you know it, you want to break off things with her. So the best thing you can do for yourself as a guy is to find a girl who is doing something tangible with her life. At least she will not be a liability to you, and you can see her for who she truly is, and not for the liability she will bring into your life. Now, the sixth green flag is she has proper communication skills. Women naturally expect men to read their mind. Women see men as people who are meant to be mind readers. A girl is angry, she don't want to talk. A girl is annoyed with you, she don't want to say. She'll be frowning face. If you ask her, babe, what's wrong? She tell you nothing, but she's frowning face. You tell her, do this stuff for me, she will not do it. She'll be expecting you to know what is wrong with her, even when you'd have no clue what is wrong with her. So, if a girl has proper communication skill, in everything I've done with women, I always tell every girl that I get involved with, see, babe, I always make it clear, babe, if I ever do something to you that you don't like, tell me. Don't start frowning your face. Always tell me, because if you don't tell me, I will not care to know why you're carrying your face as if you're angry with me. I won't even ask. So always be open to me, because I'm not a mind reader. I won't know unless you tell me. So always make this clear to women that you date, that, babe, you have to communicate. You have to tell me when you're angry. You have to tell me how you feel, because I won't know if you don't tell me. And if you tell me, I'll be able to make adjustments for our relationship to work. Because if you don't tell me, I'll keep doing those things that make you angry, and of course you keep being angry, and obviously it's going to affect our relationship. And before you know it, we will break up. So always be open to me, because me as the man, I will always be 100% open to you. So these are the things you have to make clear as a man, or else these girls will misbehave and expect you to read their minds. So that's basically it, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If there's any other green flag or any sign that you should date a girl that I did not include in this video, drop it in the comment section, and of course, ask your questions. See you guys in the next video. Peace, guys. Peace.